Hello, and yes, welcome back to UPSC Guardeer. Today we are here to discuss on the doubt sessions posted by our premium members, and we are making it free till prelims end of this month. Okay, so utilize it as much as possible and send all your doubts to our registered number where I'm showing you on the screen. Okay, so this will be free till prelims 2026. Okay, send this all your doubts to either telegram or whatsapp channel to this number so that we can make the list and bring it to the best of our knowledge. Fine, so let's begin the first doubt session. So first, today our premium members have sent it. Okay, so from tomorrow onwards it will be for everyone. Anyone can send the doubts. We are going to make a big list on this. Okay, so first let us start with the first doubt session of economy. So our student have asked about the explanation of important curves in economy. Okay, so we have five important curves we need to know. One is Lafayette's curve, Phillips curve, Lorentz curve, Kuznets curve, and Angel's curve. Okay, so we'll study how it goes and understand the things. Fine. First one is the Lafayette's curve. Okay, so Lafayette's curve gives the relation between the tax rate, the tax revenue. Okay, see, it is an inverted U-shaped curve. Okay, so I'll tell you how it is. It is inverted U-shaped curve. Means when the government increases the tax rate initially, the tax revenue also increases. But at one point of time, it reaches its maximum and comes down in simultaneous manner because people at this point of time face high taxation rates. So what people will do? They will do tax evasion, tax avoidance, and they will find loopholes to do money laundering kinds of things. So these kind of illegal activities are carried to avoid the taxes, so the government starts to lose its revenue. So the Lafayette's curve shows the tax rate versus tax revenue in this kind of thing. So it's a U-shaped curve, inverted U-shaped curve. Next comes the Phillips curve. Phillips curve shows the relation between inflation and unemployment. Inflation and unemployment, it is a downward sloping. Okay, downward sloping like this because as inflation increases, unemployment decreases. Okay, so there is an inverse relation between them. Remember, okay, inverse relation between both the things. So if inflation mix, but not in every case, it is like full employment level, that kind of conditions will be there. So some expectation expectations will always be there. So what Phillips curve said is inflation is inversely proportional to unemployment. Fine. Okay, so we'll move to the next one, that is Lorentz curve. Lorentz curve shows wealth versus income distribution. It is convex curve. Okay, convex curve. Okay, so how much is the wealth absorbed in the economy to how much is the income distributed between the people. Okay, people. So how the rich people will generate the wealth and how much of this wealth is distributed with the income of all the people in the economy. So that relation is studied by Lawrence. It is called Lawrence curve. Okay, know this much. Okay, for prelims this much is enough. For mains we can go in deeper in upcoming classes. Okay, next we have Kuznets curve. Kuznets curve is also inverted U-shaped, which shows has economic growth and economic income inequality. Okay, economic growth versus income inequality. As economic growth, okay, there is an improvement in the economy till this point of time, that's the maximum point of time, there is a increase in income inequality. This income inequality, there is an increase. Okay, but at this point of time the economy stabilizes and the income inequality starts to reduce. As the economy grows, the income inequality starts to reduce. That was said by Kuznets curve. In terms of environment, he said income per capita versus environmental degradation. At one point of time the environment degradation will increase as the income increases, but here it starts to decrease as there is a technological improvement. This was said by Kuznets in terms of environment and in terms of economic growth and income inequality. Fine. So Angel's curve speaks of income versus expenditure on specific commodity. So So I can give better example. So if you have 10,000 as your per month income, what you will do? You will start eating roadside. Okay, you'll start to drink tea here, eat like kind of egg rice and all fine. But if you have 1 lakh as your income per month, then what you will do? You'll start to eat in a five-star hotel. The same rice you'll be paying where 50 rupees in roadside, you'll start paying 500 rupees there. So as the income varies, the expenditure on specific commodity also varies. Here you'll start spending when your income is low, you'll spend on inferior goods. But when your income is high, you start spending on equivalent goods and normal goods. So that is what he says, the slope upward for normal goods, downward for inferior goods when there is an increase in the income. That is what said by Angel's curve. Till here, it's clear, I think. Okay. Next, there is the doubt in law of diminishing marginal returns. So first learn what is law. What is the law? Okay, it states that an additional factor of production. Okay, sorry, an additional factor of production where you are doing you are adding. Okay, factor of production you know right? Land, labor, capital, machinery, and all is there. Na? That is what. Okay, factor of production. When I add it, it results in smaller increase in the output. This is called law of diminishing marginal returns. But in deeper, we'll understand what is called diminishing marginal returns. Okay, there they say in results in smaller increases means output is 100% in the first time. If I again add an factor of production, next time the output will be 80%. Similarly, by going on adding on the things continuously, the factor of production, for any additional, okay, for additional factor of production, the things will be like 60%, 50%, like that the output will start to increase, but in a smaller portion. Okay, smaller increases. So that is what the law of diminishing marginal return states. So let us dive into deeper so that you'll get a clear picture of it. Look at this graph here. See, there is an increasing returns, diminishing returns, negative returns, input, output, phase 1, phase 2, phase 3. Okay, so first you see that in when I increase my input, there is also increase in the output till here. Okay, input also increases, output is also increasing. But when it reaches the maximum yield point, it starts to become stabilizing. It starts to stabilize this point where input and output are equal. But from this point of time, an increase in any kind of input will start to give the downward kind of things in the output. Means the production is coming down even when increasing the input. Output is down, increase in input in the phase 3. So this is what the law of diminishing returns states. Okay, so increasing returns. Why output increases has an increasing rate as fixed assets are utilized efficiently. Fixed asset means machineries kind of things, land and all are utilized efficiently. When it comes to diminishing returns, still total output still increases. Okay, total output is increasing, but decreasing rate. I told now before only, like first it will be increasing in 100%, then it comes to 80, then it increasing. It is in plus only. Okay, plus only, but the rate is decreasing. Okay, then it comes to negative. The total output begins to absolutely fall because too many variable inputs create overcrowding and leads to inefficiency. Okay, just understand the things. Okay, don't try to buy it. Just remember this graph. You will be able to answer the things in prelims. Okay, so what are the assumptions we have to do here is the things are short run. Okay, the operability we are considering is short run. So at least one factor of the production must be constant. There is a homogeneous unit. Whatever units we are considering, it is homogeneous, means single type. Okay, whatever unit we are adding extra addition, that is homogeneous. Okay, then there is a constant technology. The technology is not changing. These are assumptions what we are doing while considering this kind of law to be like working in the things. Okay, next comes to law of diminishing marginal utility. So the law of diminishing marginal utility states that as a person consumes more, note this one, okay, as a person consumes more specific good or service, the satisfaction or utility means how you are satisfied with that service or good from each additional unit. Okay, each additional unit decreases. Okay, I'll state it again. As a person consumes more of a specific good or service, the satisfaction or utility derived from each additional unit decreases. In simple, what it is telling is, so I'm hungry, I'll go to hotel and eat 3 idlis. Okay, but my friend will come and put again 2 idlis. First of all, 3 idlis is always full for me. Again, he will put 2 idli. So here I was satisfied, 100% happy. Now I will feel it overrated. I feel very like my stomach is full and it will come to 80% happy. If my friend will put 2 idlis, I will say, oh my god, it's heavy. So 20% I will be happy. So the happiness or the satisfaction or utility is decreasing here. Okay, that is what the law of diminishing marginal utility is saying. So what are the core concept you need to understand is what is total utility? Total utility means it's a complete sum of satisfaction. Okay, now this one complete sum of satisfaction received from consuming a given total quantity. Marginal utility means additional satisfaction. The difference, okay? It is complete sum, it is additional. When I take additional, this is complete sum. Here 3 idlis was a complete sum. Here additional things was 2 idli plus 2 idli that my friend gave me. So exactly one more unit of good that will take. The core rule. What is the rule you have to remember is that as quantity consumed increases, total utility increases at a decreasing rate, marginal utility consistently falls. Just remember or by heart whatever you will do, you want to do, just remember this one, then you will understand this utility concept very easily. So there is three critical points. Just read this ones. I'll explain you with nice example. Okay. Marginal utility is positive, so total utility is increasing. Marginal utility is zero, total utility reaches its maximum peak. Marginal utility is negative, total utility begins to decrease. Okay, I'll write some things, just take a pause. Okay, just see, I have written the things. Marginal utility more than 1, less than 1, but more than 0, 0 and less than 0. These are the conditions. You understand these things, it will be very easy. Okay, so when it is more than 1, marginal utility means extra satisfaction from extra unit, that is additional unit. When it will be happy, for example, I will tell you, we'll collect rare UPSC books. Okay, you are collecting the rare UPSC books, and first book is very good and second rare book feels even better. Okay, first was wow, it's like wow, 80% happy. Second, 100%. Okay, 100% you are happy because it completes your all the things. But after watching a bing and doing the things, that will find third book, fourth book, fifth book will start like, okay, the things are very nice here. Okay, the improvement is seen. This kind of thing will make it a marginal utility more than 1. Now coming to less than 1 but more than 0. For example, if I take a samosa as an example, first samosa you eat, okay, 100% satisfaction. Second samosa, it will come to 80%. That idli example I gave na, that is that comes under this category. Okay. Third one, 50%. And coming to the sixth one, you'll feel like, oh my god, I don't need any more samosa. So any additional unit will not give you any kind of happiness or satisfaction. That comes in the second category. Third one, marginal utility 0, means extra unit gives no new satisfaction. Okay, you are saturated here, complete saturation. You don't feel any extra unit, it is not giving you any happiness. You are very thirsty. Okay, you are thirsty, you will go to your friend's home, you will drink 5 glass of cold water. Okay, 5 glass of water. Then your friends again comes with some 3 glasses of water. So what will do? There is no satisfaction at all. That extra unit doesn't give any kind of such satisfaction. Okay, so you have already mastered in it. You have already mastered in drinking the water and thirst has gone. So that kind of things will come under utility of 0. Next, less than 0 means the situation will worse off. Consuming it will give you negative returns. Okay, for example, this samosa I will give you when you are sick. I will give you 10 samosas to eat when you are sick. What you will do? You will start vomiting. You will go to hospital and God should only save you. Okay, so this is called negative returns. Okay, so this is the thing what you have to understand. See, okay, if you want one more example for this, you can say that I will give you gold. Tomorrow I will give you diamond. Afterwards I will give you platinum. So for any additional extra things I am giving you, your satisfaction is increasing. It is more than one only. So that is what a kind of example you have to understand. The things is simple now, right? Okay, so let's see next one. So next the student has asked me to explain about the demand curve, like demand and supply curve will be there, right? Okay, first I will show how the demand curve shifts and how the supply curve shifts in the later phase. First, the shift in the demand curve. The demand curve shifts when the factors like consumer income, tastes or prices of the related goods change. So if my income changes, like I told 10k I'll buy roadside, 1 lakh I'll go to 5-star hotel. Next, taste. For example, if I eat chicken fry in the roadside and chicken fry in KFC, I'm not branding, I'm just giving example. Some people will feel very happy here, some people will feel very happy here because of the taste. Okay, so the demand for this will increase for because there is a more number of people here because of the taste, and some like 20% people will go here. The price of related goods, for example, if the milk price varies, the people who drink coffee will also vary, who drink tea will also vary. So related goods also changes. For example, petrol price increase or decreases, then car price will also vary because of that, because the petrol and car are related goods. Okay, right word shift. What is right shift? There is an increase in the demand. Okay, this is a demand line I have drawn. This is right shift, this is right shift. So when it is shifts rightward, it means that there increase in the demand because the consumer income is increased. I told now if my income increases, the demand also will increase. Popularity may be increased. Price hike in substitute goods. I told, right, substitute goods. Like for example, if the car price is increased because of spare parts, these are substitute goods. Or I can say like I'll stop if the tea price increases. Stop drinking tea and start drinking coffee. So the substitute, because of this substitute, this is sorry, this is the not substitute. This is complement. This is the what I can say like it is like related good. Okay, if this are both are completely related, car and spare parts. Okay, don't take this example. This is the example. Tea, coffee is the example for substitute goods. If I'll stop drinking tea and start drinking coffee. Okay, or the price drop in complementary goods. Complementary means tea, then milk I have to buy. So if there is a price drop, then the demand for milk also will vary. So both equilibrium price and quantity will increase. When it shifts leftward, okay, the demand curve is shifting leftward means downward. Fall in the opposite, fall in consumer income, drop in the popularity, maybe cheaper substitute goods. So both equilibrium and price will quality will decrease. Okay, then coming to supply side, the supply curve shifts when factors affecting the cost of production or production capabilities change. Same, right shape, this is right side, left side. If it's right side, what? Left side, y. For right side, how it varies is there is an advanced technology, cheaper raw materials available, helpful government subsidies. What will happen if this government is supporting technology is increasing, then there is a supply increase because of production. For example, see AI has come, you can easily generate the nodes, right? So there's a whole lot of supply in the AI technology. So that kind of things is an example. So result is a equilibrium price and quantity. When you compare, the price will decrease, but the quantity will increase. Okay. When it comes to leftward shift, the raw materials are expensive, government tax is high, natural disasters are disrupting the production. So equilibrium price will increase, the quantity will fall. That is supply comes down, demand increases. And it's a left shift. Okay, left shift means it's a negative in both the cases. Clear? Yeah, that's it. We want to understand in the demand and supply curve. So critical distinction we have to do when it comes to when they say shift the what I can say like okay, just give me a second, I'll see shift in curve or movement in curve, there's a difference. Okay, when they say shift is different than movement. Okay, how, let me see. Okay, so listen to me carefully. When there is a shift means this is the graph, it will move, either the graph will shift to the right or shift to the left. This is original position, this is left. Okay, the graph will shift left or shift right. When will happen? When this will happen, factors other than price, irrespective of price, and any factors will change like income, technology, tax. This kind of concept come in the shift. When there is a change in the price of the good itself, then the price will move up on exactly on the same curve. On this curve, if there is a curve like this, the things will move on the same line. Okay, the same line the curve will move, not like shifting here or left and right, nothing in there. So that is called movement of the curve, but is movement on the along the same line. Okay, so the critical distinction you need to understand. So next, one student have asked on the types of goods like inferior goods, given goods and equivalent goods, and what is the difference between them. So let us study. So first column, goods type, price effect and demand, income effect on demand. So how, if price varies, how is the demand, income varies, how is the demand, and core driving factor behind the behavior. So if they are behaving like increase or decrease in the demand, then why, what is the core factor, that we'll also study, so that there is a holistic cover of everything about these goods. First, inferior goods. What are inferior goods? These falls has a price rises. Falls, it means law of demand is followed. Means law of demand states price is inversely proportional to demand. Means if the price increases, demand falls. That is called inferior goods. Because affordability, consumers switch to superior goods when richer. For example, see there is an inferior good like kerosene or other cheap food materials. So if the price falls, will you go beyond and buy more? No, you will just shift to superior. Like we will shift to petrol, diesel. Here we'll go to like a high quality of foods. That kind of things will shift. So inferior goods means where the, if the price is increasing, then the demand will fall. Okay. Then comes to given goods. If it given goods is rises in price, falls as income rises. Okay, if I take an example, so if we compare the demand for given goods, there's a the price increase, then the demand is also increasing here for given goods. But if your income increases, then you'll move from the given goods to equivalent goods if your income increases. So it falls if income increases, the demand for given goods falls down. Because why? There is a pure survival and lack of close substitute at that price level. So we will start to shift to equivalent goods or other goods that is available at that price. Okay, what are equivalent goods? Equivalent goods, if the price rises, you still buy, and if your income rises, you still the demand that you still want to buy, that is called Veblen goods. For example, diamond, gold, luxury cars, apartments, these kind of things. Okay, if for your status, for your prestige things, conspicuous consumption will do. Okay, so Veblen goods, if it increases, the demand it increases means because of the price rise or the income is increasing. Irrespective of that, the demand will always be high for the Veblen good. Okay, so in simple, I have said it. Next comes the production possibility frontier. Some people asked it, what is that? So all that almost like people are asking on microeconomics only, because macro is better in understanding, while micro is very confusing. Okay, so we have tried to bring out a video on this. Okay, here production possibility frontier. You can just take a pause the video and look at the graph. Okay, for some seconds. So, okay, so the production possibility curve is also known as production possibility frontier, is a graphical model that illustrates the listen from here. Okay, maximum possible output combinations means what type of various output things we can put of two or more goods or services an economic can produce given limited resources and current technology. See, current technology, there is no change in technology, the resources are limited, but for trying to produce two goods or services at a time. Okay, so how we can give the maximum output, what is the maximum possible output combination we can try, is the possibility production possibility frontier is trying to explain. So just remember this graph, don't try to by heart the things, just remember this graph. They are going to ask something related to this graph only. Okay, they'll not ask you something like PhD level or all in economy. Okay, see, this is the graph, this is the curve, production possibility frontier curve. If the point is on this only, okay, if the terms are going on this curve, that is the maximum possible output combinations is going on this line, that is it's efficient. If it's come outside this line, which shifting right is unattainable, which we cannot attain the things, and if it's shifting down leftward, then it is ineffective. What is the meaning of these things? I'll explain. Just remember this graph, will come down and understand how the things will. If the point is on the curve, then it's efficient, means there's a full employment, means all the talent or resources are put into work, employed, and everything are working in perfectly, and there is optimal use of all resources, not full use, optimal use means whatever is necessary, that much use the resources is being put into. There is no extra burden put on the resources. Okay, it means on the curve. If it's inside the curve, inside the curve means kaha, means it's, yeah, okay, inside the curve it is inefficient here. So there is a underutilization. See, you have done MBA, PhD, B and all, but you are working as a driver. I'm not talking like driver is not a bad job, good job, no, but according to you, where you have to be? You have to be a lecturer, you have to be a research scientist, but you are working as a driver. So that is underutilization of your talent, means underutilization of resources if the points are here. So high unemployment or ideal factories. This is called when the point is inside the curve. Outside the curve means exceeding the levels. Production levels cannot be reached with the current resources or technology. Okay, I have used AI, I have used all the kinds of technology like automated machines and all, but I am producing only 5 output. Other companies not using anything, but they able to produce 15 outputs. So it is unattainable, means the production levels cannot be reached with current resources or technology, and I am failing to do this. Okay, this is called the production possibility frontier. Clear? So next coming to indifference curve. What is indifference curve? An indifference curve is a graphical tool used in microeconomics to represent different combinations of two goods that provide a consumer with same level of satisfaction or utility. Just take a pause, read it once again. Okay. Okay, so you have read it. Means, see, I'll explain, I'll break the sentence. Different combination of two goods that provide consumers same level of satisfaction. So we'll come with the example. It is better to understand. I have written a beautiful example. I have did very much research about this. It's very much easy to understand. See, first combination. We'll go to shop and we'll say you have five t-shirts and you have one pair of jeans. This is your first combination. The trade-off. What is meant of trade-off means give up, giving up. Okay, trade-off means giving up. You want second pair of jeans means you want two pair of jeans, but you have to give some t-shirts. Okay. So what we do in combination B, you will give up two t-shirts and get the one jeans. So you have now three t-shirts and two pair of jeans. So since you wanted a second pair of jeans, here you gave up on your two t-shirts. So your happiness or satisfaction is same. Okay, there is no difference. That is why it is called indifference. Okay, the thing is changing, just things are replaced by things with the same satisfaction level. For example, if you wanted, like, you have only zero t-shirts but two pairs of jeans, no satisfaction, you could not have that. So that kind of things is not, you have to understand. So indifference commits different combination, the combination is different here, 5 1 3 2, but the satisfaction is same or utility is same, these things. Okay, so both result was both combinations will make you equally happy. Fine, simple, understand, that's it. So next we'll study about the marginal revenue curve. So marginal revenue curve shows how much an additional income a business earns. Okay, not income, it is additional income by selling additional unit. Okay, so my target was 100 units, 50,000 rupees. I have to earn by selling 100 units. But now I'll add 10 units. So 110 units for this. कितने पैसे मैं कमा रहा हूँ? How much additional for this 50,000? How much additional income I am getting? That is the marginal revenue curve will show you. Okay. This is critical. Why it is important? Means the companies will determine the most profitable level of production. So this for this level of production, am I getting the maximum profits? The company will do. So for this, the economics are high. So okay, that is why these things are important. So how the profit maximization? There is a golden rule to maximize your profit. Just remember this golden rule. It is very helpful. Okay, if your marginal revenue is more than marginal cost, means revenue more than cost, marginal revenue, marginal cost, the company makes profit. Revenue more than cost, of course, it has to make the profit on the next unit and should increase the production. If the marginal revenue is less than marginal cost, the company is losing money on the next unit, which whatever the new additional unit it is producing, it is losing the money and should scale back. It should not follow this. Okay, it should do this. Optimal point. Profits are maximized exactly where marginal revenue is equals to marginal cost. This is fine and this is fine, but this is not suggested. Okay, this is the golden rule for profit maximization. Okay, remember this. Simple, that's it. These 3 points are important in this. Okay, they are not going to ask anything other than this. Next, come to paradox of thrift. Paradox of thrift is nothing but it is very simple. Okay, it is on how the money is saving in the money. You will save, right? Whenever there is a like any disaster, you will start grabbing the money, saving the things so that you need it for future. For example, if there is a kind of like now Iran and its Iran war is going on, right? Israel, Iran, USA. So what people are doing? They started accumulating LPG gases, LPG cylinders. I mean, okay, why? Because in future there will be shortage, that kind of thing. So if we compare it to economy, what is paradox of thrift? Stating that while saving money, okay, you are saving money is responsible for individual. You have to save the money, no. But if everyone in the economy keeps trying to save the money at the same time, then it can reduce the aggregate demand and trigger severe economic recession. See, if everyone is trying to save the money, okay, tomorrow if everyone wants to save the money and start reducing the spending, just a second. Okay. So they start reducing the spending, what will happen? No one will buy goods. No buying means there is no demand for goods. If there is no demand, it will lead to deflation, and this will lead to recession in economy. Means there is a fall in the aggregate demand heavily. Okay, so that is called paradox of thrift. Heavy saving will lead to, that is heavy saving all the people in the economy at the same time, then that will cause economic recession. So for example, COVID-19 pandemic, there was heavy uncertainty and lockdowns, right? So people saving rate in United States skyrocketed, where it was like 33% people shift to savings, and government has to intervene because they have to done a physical stimulus. Okay, they have to put the money into the market and force money back into the circulation and prevent the financial system from entering a long time freeze or recession. That will be followed by federal bank in the US economy and central bank RBI in India. Okay, next compared, I have compared the inflation types. One student has asked it how the cost push and demand pull inflation way is the difference between them. Okay, so what is the primary cause for the cost push inflation? It is because of production cost. It is from the factory side. Just remember, cost because of factory side, demand because of you consumer side. Okay, so increase in production cost will cause cost push inflation. Increase in consumer demand is demand pull inflation in simple. So, so I told right, factory side means factory will what do? They will supply goods in supply side and demand side. Customers will make demand from the factory side. Cost of living crisis, too much money chasing two goods. If they ask some kind of phrase and what is it related to, they may ask, right? In UPSC, it is common. They will give phrase and how it is related to, and four options. So just remember, it's very much known, but still remember. So how it is triggered? Why cost push inflation? Okay, there is a rise in raw material prices, for example, or higher wages demanded by people or workers. I mean, a natural disaster has happened, so there is an increase in the factor cost. But why demand pull by the customers? There is a booming economy, more money chasing too few goods, supply is less than demand, a booming economy, low interest rates, high means increase in money supply is increase in the economy, government stimulus, yes, money supply because of low interest rates, so demand is pulled by the consumer, of course. So what will be the effect? Supply of goods decreases because of the cost push. Supply cannot keep up with the demand. So what will be the action? The rising prices to protect the profits. Okay, to protect their profits, they will raise the prices. Here, rising prices because buyers will pay more. They are ready to pay more and buy. You saw like for LPG gas, they are ready to pay 3,000 to 4,000 rupees. Commercial, I mean, commercial. I have seen in hotels. Okay, they were ready to pay during this Iran war. Okay, these are the best examples we can write in the mains. Okay, so major risk. What is the risk? It is caused to stagflation, which is very dangerous. Okay, if anyone asks you, or if you want anywhere, if you see in the prelims question, it's the most dangerous type of inflation. It is cost push because it causes stagflation. There is higher prices. Okay, the growth is low, unemployment is at peak. Okay, price growth, unemployment is at peak, but still the inflation is peaking. Okay, that is called stagflation. But here it can lead to hyperinflation if unchecked. Okay, this is common. It happens when the economy is booming. So please note, cost push inflation is very much dangerous because it forces price keeping up while simultaneously shrinking the economy and killing the jobs. Okay, this is a simple way to understand the things. Next, the Tobin tax. One person has asked to explain the Tobin tax. It is proposed levy on spot currency conversions, means example dollar to rupee. Either way, if you convert to rupee or to dollar to rupee, not only this, anything yuan, euro, anything, if you take, if you are doing a currency conversion, there was a tax increasing, like introduced not in India, outside, like European American concept. Tobin tax, it has to be increased on spot currency conversion. Because why? To penalize short-term gains. Okay, short-term speculative betting on currency values. For example, if it is 90, it will to 91, again 90 to rupees dollars. Like there is a very, okay, there is continuous vary in the dollar value. So this kind of things were done by short-term gains, by speculative betting on that. These kind of illegal things were carried on. So they introduced Tobin tax. But is it active in India? No, it is not active in India. Please remember this. This is what they will ask maximum about the Tobin tax. Okay. For example, we have security transaction tax. It was it recently in the budget. Okay. Please comment if you know why it was in news. Security transaction tax. Okay. Let me know. Fine. Okay. It is very important. This time they have increased it. Okay. This is also the same thing which works on the security market, that is stock market. Okay. So this is what we have today. Keep reading, keep revising, don't read any new things. This is the last thing you have to remember. This is the last month, just 22 days to go for your main exam. Okay, try to keep yourself hydrated. Sun is very hot. Please remember, health is wealth. Okay, if you are healthy, then you can write the exam very well. Okay, so here we have a team who has cleared the prelims, who has cleared the mains, so we know what to read and what not to read. We are coming up with the new sessions from now. Okay, every day there will be a doubt solving session, and you can post your doubt to the given number which I am showing in the screen again. Okay, for this number, just write it in a paper or just type the message and send your doubts to this telegram or whatsapp number, and we will bring the things within 1 or 2 days. We are going to upload in the video just for this 21 22 days. You just see, we are bringing all the hot topics that has to be remembered before going to prelims. Okay, all the best. Keep reading, keep hustling, and thank you, yours UPSC Guardeer. Okay, bye bye, take care.